things or the kit to account for the Claude.
Yeah.
So I guess we have to see how will this Jawhead really affect our game.
Well, let us see, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to game number 2 of our very first series for the second day of the 6th week of the MPL-PH regular season 6. This is once again onto Omega on the blue, and of course we got Signal Ultra on the red. The top lane will be an experienced lane, and the decided matchup by Signal Ultra here would be to bring the Ruby on the experienced lane. Thamps would be no problem. That is clearly planned for Omega, but that is kind of a free lane still for Freya, the gold lane. So this would be a very, very nice lane for Freya right now.
And they force out the flicker on Imba DJ. That is going to be a win on the side of Omega. So now Heath still annoying the hell out of this Jawhead.
Yeah, look at that.
And they get the kill.
They get a kill on Totoshi, on a Freya.
Wow.
Level 2, level 1. I mean, with the gold and all, and he's not even missing any artillery minion. And the thing here is that any siege minion. And the thing here is that Cho is level 1.
Look at what
And that's
he's
the
doing.
problem. Yeah, there's no choice really. This is how you win the lane. And yeah, there we go.
Look at what he's doing. He's just staying there, just
Yeah.
treating it as
It's
a mirror.
it's like I'm not too sure what is the English for this, but it's like patintero, you know. It's
Yeah.
like that enter game,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Let's see. I'll
Hajizi?
try to remember.
Yeah, Hajizi, will he go down? No, Hajizi was able to get the retribution and at least secure his own buff. And there goes Hit, now disrupting whatever is the disruption being delivered for by Signal Ultra. The second kill for them, force the flicker out against Ben Sanity, and he will be rolling out.
Okay. So that is, oh, wow, a very nice Transformer
Transformers, yeah.
sound effect. But you know,
They should do that. They should do that for
um,
Baksha, you know.
I think so. Probably Johnson.
They got Johnson. They already have Johnson.
They already have
Yeah.
Johnson. And Heath, it's the first time that he's going to get punished. And it
Yeah.
goes to the pockets of Hades.
Yeah, it was a very big catch on the arrow anyway. And, well, at least Hades is not really super behind. Both carries are sitting at level 4. But the problem here is this is the plan. Hajisi joining the gold lane. And good disruption there by Ben Sanity.
Toshi going 1v1 with Ben. Rhea here not really at level 4. So in terms of just getting that extra poke in or extra capability to take down people on his side, he only has it now.
Yeah, and the best part here is that of Hades also mirroring the gold that can be taken from that shield on the bottom lane side. But Rhea here might be in a top spot. Hit won't be given any opportunity to make the ejector, but he has his unstoppable force. Gets greeted by the way of the dragon. One last third hit, and Hit will be down. And also, of course, the target onto Rhea. So that's going to be a 1-for-1 data here by members of Omega against Signal Ultra.
And look at this. Omega really flexing their domination onto the map right now. And they're even getting a bit of gold on that turret shield.
Indeed. Man, things are so heavy right here. 4-2 for our running game. Imba DJ forced to flicker out. Alright.
And they're just gonna gang up on it, and it doesn't even matter if you have 30% on your side, because the thing is, 30%, if you get easy access onto your items, that only means that you're not gonna feel it at this point in the game. And it's already 3 minutes, 40 seconds, 3:30, everything goes down on the turret shields.
Yeah. Well, we got 4-2 here. And still at least the gold is not so one-sided. At least that's the best part. I cannot but feel that they have a leaning even trade on this gold lane. And like I mentioned, I think it's parallel to this. We have the laning phase kind of concluded already. No more enhanced siege minions right now that carries scrolls or gold. So we can go back to that usual 1-3-1 setups maybe. And we can have all our carries joining also the other lane, maybe even the experienced lane. And maybe, yeah, we also have this priority towards the turtle. They got initiated on early, I think, by the Omega squad. But there's going to be a catch towards Toshi. I think Hades also dueling with Toshi here, but the Toshi once online, especially with the Valkyrie on, it is going to be difficult. Even with Rhea attempting to get that steal on that crab coin.
Oh, Heath here trying to catch out Ben Sanity. Ben Sanity will get hit by the arrow.
Yeah.
You know what? Ling got hit by the arrow.
Ling got hit by the arrow for that part, but of course, no worries here for Hajizi. Onto the side, Chujin is not going to be casting that quick. We are angry. Into the front line would be of Jawhead, waiting for an opportunity maybe to land that crowd control. But I think that's it. They're just sieging this mid lane now.
And look at the laning that we're actually seeing right here. It's already 5 minutes. You don't see this in the previous patch. By 5 minutes in, the teams will just be going to one lane, trying to get the priority in terms of map control. But right now, there is a heavy priority into just laning for quite a while.
Yeah. Yeah. 4-2, ladies and gentlemen. A 2K gold lead here for the side of Omega, ladies and gentlemen. And it might seem slow. It might seem slow, but the pressure is still on for them, you
Yes.
know? The way they actually stay on these lanes, the way they kind of secure preemptively all the visions just before members of Signal Ultra can rotate, just like that. Even if that is no kill, that is still a flicker burn. And this is how Omega plays their
Yeah.
game. They play it slow. They take it, you know, one small victory after the other.
And it's not like they have to be pressured into doing something and converting something onto the map just because they have the advantage.
Yeah.
It's clearly just
Yeah.
because of that. We
Yeah,
have
the
the
compositional
advantage.
advantage,
You
actually.
guys adjust for us.
Yeah.
We won't adjust for you.
Yeah, and we'll just continue with this kind of composition. We'll just continue with this kind of momentum. There's really no one to catch the Ling, maybe except for the Cho. And it's not an easy fit to do, especially with this kind of very, very safe playstyle, very controlled. Nice snappy playstyle on Tahinis, gets greeted quickly by Hajisi, but Hajisi made a mistake of actually doing up, has enough energy to walk away, only Hit will suffer. But look at Toshi.
But onto the bottom lane, there is a push happening here. So it's not like this is going to be worth it totally for the side of Signal Ultra. They got a kill on Heath, but aside from that, did you turn it into an objective? No, you didn't really get that turret in the first place.
Yeah, and still, that's the thing. It's not just about little victories. It's actually objective victories that is always taken by the members here of Omega. That's just how they really do it. You know, we can easily describe them low kill count and stuff like that. But in terms of turret damage, in terms of average turret taken per game, they do it just really clean unless something goes really south for them, right?
Uh, uh, the thing about Signal is they're really trying to make things work on their side.
Yeah.
And you would expect them to do that.
Yeah.
But then again, you are putting a lot of your eggs into one basket if you put 5 people into just one lane.
Oh, yeah, yeah. And, of course, you have no idea what could happen on the other baskets. If there's a split push happening there, right? And that's what happens. I think the other basket would be more valuable because on that lots of heroes allocated to actually get the win and get the kill for the top lane side, that is just ultimately a support hit traded for an inner bottom lane turret. And I would take the inner bottom lane turret any time of the day.
Because they got Heath. But Heath is, how do I say this? Is an expendable hero on the map for the side of Omega. If he dies, they don't really care about it as much because that's his sole purpose into this game. Sabotage anything that Omega or Signal Ultra is gonna do.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a heavy part here, ladies and gentlemen. We get the 7-minute mark. And, of course, in terms of map pressure, that's still onto the side of Omega. All of their outer turrets are still intact. And that would be a team who would just be hovering on the river, moving forward against the base of Signal Ultra. That's just how they can capitalize with this kind of vision. And if Signal Ultra doesn't get that game-changing teamfight that they want, this will steadily creep against them towards their base, towards their inhibitor turrets.
I do agree, and Rhea, look at Rhea here, just trying to clear out the waves. Toshi getting kicked in, and
Yeah, the Valkyrie actually is still enough to answer Rhea there, even with the way of the dragon. I mean, Toshi has an idea, and now they're putting all eggs in one basket once again. That's 3 members. That's 3 members. They'll be disrupted by a GC. They'll be disrupted by another support, maybe with Higgs here. Alright, almost. Because had it been that they got committed into a fight like that, they might lose an inner turret once again in the mid.
And just because they focused a lot of their skills into Toshi, that also means that Omega can just take that tier 1 turret onto the middle lane, onto the top lane. Now, what can Signal Ultra do? We focus a lot on Omega. I think it's still the Hades factor that's gonna come in. I wouldn't really account the Claude out of anything. As long as there is a late game capability,
Yeah.
the Claude is still there.
Yeah, as long as there is an opportunity to get the catch. Even Hit here is totally careful. He does understand that he cannot easily just drop his unstoppable force in.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Projector on.
So wow. Omega. They really just
They're being careful.
Yeah,
They're being careful. They know that if they commit too much, they will have very little hold on to Hit. What they want is to actually bait Signal Ultra into targeting Toshi.
yeah. I guess so. But then again, it is a carry in the making.
Yeah.
It is a carry in the making. I mean, if you think Haji is annoying, wait till you see Freya later when he
Yeah.
gets max items.
We are angry is burned there by Chujin. Was able to walk out with a sliver of health, but they can establish pressure here. And I believe Hayes has his ultimate on. But they have one artillery minion. Will they go for the push? Alright, there's Toshi. Ben Sanity into the front line. Hayes trying to get a timing to get his ult down. Toshi in critical health. I think Hayes knows that there's really very hard follow-up towards Toshi there. But at least he was able to get decent damage onto the top lane inner turret.
What Toshi needs to see there at that play is he has the high end right. If he had a killing spree,
It might be a different story.
it could make more sense because putting all your skills into bursting one person could make all the difference in the world. But high end try 1v1 setups, not really your best friend right there.
Yeah, yeah. And high and dry works really with something like, I mean, I'm not saying you should use that on MPL, but you'd want those kind of steroid-like ultimates that enhances your hero, that can really take on multiple fights after a single engagement, something like that. Well, here's the thing, at least the catch on Toshi kind of re-established Signal Ultra's pressure, and now they're eyeing this outer bottom lane turret, but they need to be careful. There is a lot of ground here for Omega to actually chase and make a lot of play. Rhea again goes for the kick. This is very risky. A Valkyrie activated on by Toshi. He's going to be focusing towards Imba DJ. Makes the job, gets the target, Ejector, and that's Imba DJ already gone. Hades goes for the dive, but he hit the nose. What's up? He can go for the chase. It overextends, but there goes a GZ. Bye-bye, ladies and gentlemen. No more BMI, and that's a trade to be won by a GZ. Even Rhea has the way of the dragon. Yep, did burn his flicker just to escape that Blade of Tempest, but that's still a 3-for-1 trade and a beautiful trade in terms of skill trade between heroes by Omega.
Haji Z finding the right presence of mind to just secure whatever there is to secure into the bottom lane. He went there at a later stage of the fight, and he just put himself out there and he secured every single kill on the most important kills right here. So if you see, that is good use of the unstoppable force here for Heath. He timed that perfectly, but it went in too deep.
He went in too deep, and really there's no follow-up. And of course, he would be. I mean, I don't think he's underestimating, but by that point, Hades has a lot of kiting capacities. Even can be able to dish out big damage, yes, against Jawhead. Because this is a late game. This is an 11-minute Claude that we have here for our game. It's just of Hajizi, good response for Hajizi. By the moment that he went for the dive there, no more BMI is available for Hades. So it's not just actually 3 kills that they were able to secure. They're also able to secure an inhibitor turret down at bot.
Signal Ultra, how will they deal with this? We did see Hades. He has the capability to turn things around. The only thing that stops me from thinking that Omega has this game on the bag is whether or not that Chujin Ruby can get the perfect initiation.
Yeah.
It's still a possibility.
It's still a very big possibility. Now we have here a siege being done onto the inhibitor mid of Signal Ultra. There is going to be the cast, and there's a quick flicker. Gets greeted, of course, and Hit will stop on his tracks. So at least there might be a stopping shot to the advance here of Omega. Courtesy in critical health. Of course, Counter Inferno should be able for him to withstand the damage being brought by Signal Ultra, but not the inhibitor turret. Not their inhibitor turret. Not just in the mid, but also in the top. And that's it. All inhibitor turrets already gone. And Omega was able to open up the base of Signal Ultra. It's a matter of actually getting the initiates or maybe triggering the fight. But maybe Omega will just take this game carefully.
And they won't force that much.
Yeah, they won't force.
Clearly just trying to trickle down the HP here on the members of Signal Ultra.
Oh my god!
And Chujin, that...
Man, that is a ejector by Hit against Haze. So that the flicker ult of Chujin does not connect.
Oh my goodness. Clearly having that presence. what having that presence of mind.
What a
That
god.
that was not a split a second decision making factor. It was more on looking at the pattern of what
Yeah,
Chujin
what could
is
happen?
doing
Yeah,
and what
what could
could
have happened?
happen,
Yeah.
and he really just did predict that.
Yeah, oh my god. The most mechanical outplays I can compete. It might come from Hit here on this regular season. Back then it was at show, especially with predictions of where the proper target might be. But this time it's about protecting your teammates. And
Yeah.
man,
I mean,
that's
it's
crazy.
a double-edged sword. It can work against your allies. I've
Yeah.
been using Jawhead to throw you guys in the fights. But then again, you know what? It can save you as well.
Was
It,
that an ejector? Was that a flicker? I did saw an ejector. I could have sworn I did saw the ejector.
you did see you
I
did
did saw that.
saw you
There
did
is a
see
flicker onto his, but it should be on cooldown right now if that was used earlier. So I swear I did saw an ejector for that part.
Wow.
Man, it's
That's
crazy.
okay. So Omega being a textbook, this is what we know about this team. This is what they're strong at. They can pressure the hell out of you and make you tap out if you just make one big mistake. Sujin, he's doing his best. He knows that they still have a chance here as long as he can get that certain initiation, that certain pull that catches out probably Hayes, Heath, and the others. That blazing duet is gonna hurt.
That blazing duet is totally gonna hurt. 15-minute mark, ladies and gentlemen. And we got a 10,000 gold lead here for the side of Omega. Signal Ultra knows what's up. All they need to do is just survive, really. And maybe delay what is the inevitable. Of course, Omega, they just be taking this really slow and sure. They could just go for the Lord. There's going to be the Antikiras. There's going to be the Gold Wingman for Hayes, ladies and gentlemen. And yeah, a Luminous Lord also present within the game. Even with the arrow towards hit, they cannot fully dive on this support of Omega.
And clearly, that is a throw in for Bensanity. Look at this. Bensanity will go down.
Oh my god.
Face check.
Yeah, that's a face check, and that's 4v1. That's kind of course, receiving the full brawn damage from the meteor shower. There's another. Oh my god, Flicker! Just after Chujin tried to attempt to also go for his weird angry ult and Flicker combo, and that's it. That's actually round 2 for hit against Chujin. It doesn't matter anymore. The outplays, and also the moments in the highlights here by Omega doesn't just justify the lead that they have against Signal Ultra here. They will be finishing this game in a very methodical fashion.
Everything that's happening here onto the side of Signal Ultra, there is an answer for the side of Omega. If you look at it, 4 members were trying to end the game onto the middle lane, but they have a backup plan. If that doesn't work, we go straight for the Lord.
Yeah,
And Curtsy is there already securing it, and they don't really have to mind. It doesn't really take much time for them to take down that Lord just because someone already started it in the first place.
Yeah, man. 12,000 on the gold lead here by GZ. Just 1 core item away to fully locked in the 6 core items. Although there is actually a full core item onto the side of Hades here. But Hades needs to make that risky play. I mean, really nothing to win, nothing to lose, especially when defeat is evident for this part. He just needs to be careful of Hit. Look at Hit here. He's actually eyeing towards Chujin. Making sure that Chujin, no big plays can come in from Chujin here. And it's actually getting the attention of Chujin. Ladies and gentlemen, Hit goes for the side. There is going to be the focus by Bensanity along with Rhea. But of course, there is an easy focus by Omega onto the base of Signal Ultra, closing the series 2-0. And again, a victory for Omega.
And wow, getting more points onto the board. And they actually got more points against Bren Esports now.
Yeah,
That
they have more points against Bren Esports that will shoot them up at 22 points. This 2-0, and we leave Bren at 20 points.
Yeah, and knowing how the points